Have you ever recorded a CD? Well, I can tell you, it's pretty hard. The last few days we've spent recording our first CD with the label Genuine with my string quartet, the Barbican Quartet. It's been a crazy ride and extremely tiring, and on my way home it took me a while to internalize all the things that we've been going through, and it made me pretty grateful for my life. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Who am I? My name is Amarins. I am a professional violinist, and sometimes I make little videos for YouTube talking about life as a violinist and what it's like being a musician. During the ARD competition, my string quartet won a special prize, which was to record a CD. And that was a big deal for us because we hadn't ever recorded a CD before, and I can't give away what's going to be on it yet, but I can talk to you about what the process was like and what I learned about myself. So we had a sound engineer, and he was so helpful. It was really interesting to work with someone who knew the score so well and who could kind of lead us through the process of recording. It was definitely a learning curve for me because you have to balance your energy so well. I had to kind of think about what I would eat during the day, how much I would eat. I tried really to eat as little sugar, especially early in the day, as possible, and then later I would have a little bit to kind of keep my energy up. And yeah, it was really so interesting. What I found crazy was that at night I was just so full of adrenaline, even though I was so tired that I couldn't sleep very well. So by the time I was going home, I was just exhausted. Also, for me, just personally, a journey to learn about myself, what I can handle mentally, and what that kind of roller coaster was like. Because imagine you have to perform all day like you're on stage playing a concert, and usually a concert's about 2 hours. This was from 9 to 9 for 2 days in a row, and you have to be on all the time. So you do a take, and it's to listen to how you sound and if you like it, and then you keep doing takes until you're 100% happy. But it's not just you, it's you and your 3 other colleagues who have to be 100% happy, and actually also the sound engineer. So it's just a lot to handle, and sometimes it happens that you're really happy with your bit in that one particular take, and then your colleague will say, oh, actually I made a mistake, and then you just have to mentally deal with a lot of things of like, okay, can I replicate what I just did, or do it better or not, or am I gonna be too tired at the end of the day to finish this if we do this again? Those kind of things. So in the end we did manage it, and we created a little Instagram post, of course. The next day I was in a kind of reflective mood. I think it was snowing and it was so beautiful out, and I just somehow had this revelation that I've achieved so many things in my life that were childhood dreams of mine, and how lucky that is. And during the journey home, I just kind of reflected upon the crazy things that have been happening to me, and the fact that I got married 6 months ago to the love of my life, Gabriel, and now that we're recording the CD and that my quartet are just playing really lots of concerts all over the world, and what a huge honor that is. Sometimes I have to pinch myself to make sure this is all really real. Did I just marry the love of my life half a year ago? And do I play concerts all over the world with my string quartet? It doesn't feel real sometimes, but I'm definitely so lucky. So has it ever happened to you that someone comes up to you and you're so clearly not interested in talking to them, but you're very polite, of course, so you're like, of course I'll help you, of course. So that was what I was doing, and basically this guy comes up to me and he's like, how long does the journey take to blah blah blah, like the train I was taking? And I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can look it up for you. So I looked it up for him, and then he was like, oh, is that a violin? And like halfway through this conversation I have my little AirPod in my hand, and every time I keep like gesturing it towards my ear, right? And he's like, oh, what's this, and oh, what's that, and like kind of smiling, and I was like, Anyway, that happened over and over and over and over again until we got on the train and I could sit somewhere with my own stuff without him. it was a lot. Has it ever happened to you? Anyway, maybe I'm just too nice or something. So that was during the journey home. I finally got to the airport. I know Munich airport a little bit, so yeah, I was just trying not to get lost and making my way through. I had the super heavy bag, everything, whatever. Really tired, right? Really tired from 2 days of recording. And I want to buy a coffee. And it's still making me angry thinking about it. So I get to the counter and I wait there, and there's another counter where I was waiting for like 2 minutes and nobody was there. So then I go to the other counter, I wait there for 5 minutes, and then somebody gets served at the other counter, and I'm like, excuse me, in German, you know, German is not my first, not my second language. So I was like, excuse me, we've been waiting in line here for like 5 minutes, and you know, no ma'am, that's another counter. Like, I was like, anyway, I left and I was like, no coffee for me. I'm just not gonna have coffee. Nope. And then I got coffee somewhere else, and it was disgusting, which I knew already it was gonna be disgusting, right? Okay. Anger. So yes, then I got on the plane, we waited for an hour on the tarmac, and we flew home, and I got back home, and now I'm so happy to be home. And then soon I'm going to America. So yes, all in all, what can I recap? It was really a crazy experience, an interesting experience. I feel like I've learned so much about myself and about what I've achieved and what I can handle mentally, and hopefully it'll make me stronger in the future. And yeah, crazy few days.